Comedic Gothic film, a Mel Brooks classic, Young Frankenstein, 1974. Or is it Frankenstein? Necessary to make a comedic film Gothic or a Gothic film comedic? By using the typical Gothic elements that make our stories Gothic, such as the damsel in distress, creepy settings, supernatural events, an atmosphere of suspense, etc., along with the elements that make us laugh, like slapstick, irony, physical humor, sarcasm, parody, and sometimes without even intending it, filmmakers are able to cross the Gothic and comedy to create a hybrid form of the film. Mixed Gothic and comedy are Ghostbusters, The Addams Family, Edward Scissorhands, the Evil Dead trilogy, as early as Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy, Beetlejuice, Scary Movie and all of their sequels, Harold and Maude, and of course Mel Brooks's Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein was dubbed as the scariest comedy of all time. Damsel in distress. In this case, the damsel in distress is the beautiful Inga. Inga is Dr. Frankenstein's beautiful assistant and helps the doctor find the secret passage into the doctor's grandfather's laboratory. Inga stereotypes the damsel in distress to the point of parody. Her character clearly exaggerates the archetype for comedic purpose. Creepy setting is another thing we need to consider when determining is it a horror film. For example, the setting certainly lends itself to creating an atmosphere. Dr. Frankenstein is searching the castle where his famous grandfather, Dr. Frankenstein, supposedly reanimated a dead body and created a monster. However, many of the creepy features have become fodder for the sake of comedy. Here you see a wall of dead heads. Or is it? We also need to look at some supernatural events. Although the scene may be what you typically think of when you think of a Frankenstein movie, the events leading up to this point are truly comedic in nature, including the banter back and forth between Dr. Frankenstein and Igor about the abnormal brain that is being used in the monster. The atmosphere of suspense also plays a big part. Like any good Gothic story, the atmosphere of suspense builds to a climax. However, in this case, the climax is not what may be expected. Oftentimes, especially in satire, what is expected is not delivered, but usually the exact opposite becomes the punchline. In this case, the inevitable is postponed until the end of the musical number. And if you have not seen this musical number in film, I included a link at the end of this presentation. Absolutely go and watch it. It's alive! It's alive! The Gothic realm of ideas has frequently been satirized, parodied, and made fun of. Even in the early stages of film, Abbott and Costello, comedians have poked fun at the time-trusted tradition of telling a scary story. It is through this comedy that many of these stories continue to live and be cherished. And like I said, make sure you copy and paste this link into your browser and check out a fabulous, memorable scene from Young Frankenstein.